I'll tell you. We are back on the Lynne Hayes Freeland show. We're talking politics. Okay, so last week we talked to your challenger, and one of the things he said was the congressman's been there 20 plus years. It's time for a change. It's time for something different. How do you respond to that?
Well, all challengers say that when they run for office, obviously, against an incumbent. I would say this. I don't think this is a good time to send a freshman to Congress. We're at a critical juncture in our country because of the pandemic and the economic displacement that it's caused. Right now, this district has a progressive Democrat who is the senior member of the delegation who sits on the committee that will be writing most of the recovery legislation that will take place not only for Pittsburgh, but for the rest of the country. That's a position no freshman is going to have going into Congress. So I would think that at this particular time, my experience, my position, my relationship with the leadership in the Democratic Party in the House of Representatives and the Senate, and with the person who I hope will be occupying the White House on November 3rd, and it's not the current occupant, really puts me in a unique position to be able to do some very big things for this region. I think this is a time where experience and seniority is going to make a big difference in how this district is treated. So I would say that, and if I were a new member running against an incumbent, I'd say it's time for a change too. That's kind of standard talk for people running first time.
Wanting to make a change. One of the other things that Jerry mentioned was that he has a young daughter, another one on the way. Of course, everyone's familiar with the study that came out some time ago that looked at the future of the Pittsburgh region in particular and African-American women. Pretty much said, Black women, get out. There's nothing here for you. Part of his motivation, he said, for running was to make it a better place for his daughters. What do you say to that?
Yeah, well, I certainly can empathize with that. I think all of us, when we run for office, want to see a better life for our children and everybody's children. They want to see the region do better. So I share his goal of wanting to see this region do better. Lynn, I would just say this. I've been a partner in the Black community for many, many causes. Healthcare, affordable housing, the environment. I have worked with every organization imaginable in Pittsburgh. Esther Bush with the Urban League, Tim Stevens with BPEP, Richard Stewart with the NAACP, Luther and Roxanne Soule with TMAG. And I could go on and on and on. Every elected official in the Black community I work cooperatively with. We just held a town hall with the Pittsburgh Black elected officials on issues that are of concern in the Black community. I have been a partner and a friend and an ally, and I have fought hard not just for the Black community, but for all of Pittsburgh, because I want to see everybody prosper. We all were shocked by that report, and it's terrible that those of us who have lived here all our lives and have these warm feelings about our city and want it to be the best it can be, understand we have to do better and we have to work harder. But I am someone that has cooperatively worked with this community to make things better. I'm a member of the Black Maternal Health Caucus in Congress. I'm fighting for more funding for the very things that Jerry cares about. I've read his plan. Everything he's proposing to do, I'm already doing as a member of Congress, and I'm going to continue to do so. So I share his concern for his daughters, and I want to make sure his daughters have a great life here in the city of Pittsburgh. I have 2 grandchildren, 5 years old and 2 years old. I want the future to be bright for them too. For everybody's kids in Pittsburgh. I love this city. This is my home forever. This is where my wife and I have raised our 4 children, and they all live in Pittsburgh and they all work in Pittsburgh. And my grandkids are here. I don't have to travel to see them. So I feel very, very strongly about that. And I'm with Jerry on that. I want to work on those same things, and I've been working on those same things that he said he wants to work on.
One of the things that I've had the advantage to do, last week I had a chance to talk with him for a half an hour, this week to talk with you for a half an hour. But many of the voters have said they want to see the two of you in a debate format. We weren't sure how that was going to shake out, but some progress has been made in this
area. Yeah, we're actually going to have 2 debates. Again, in this new world we're in, they're not the usual kind of debates where we get to stand at podiums and we have an audience and People can ask questions, but we're doing one debate with the League of Women Voters that is going to be televised by WTAE. Sorry, Lynn.
I'm going to say, yeah, that's where we go. Beep.
And then we are going to have a second debate with the NAACP. We were having some trouble getting that one scheduled. I just didn't know my schedule because of the uncertainty of when we get called back to Congress. But that one is going to take place, Lord willing, barring something unforeseen, on the 21st of May. And the League of Women Voters debate is going to take place either on the 19th, or which is Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, or that following Saturday. And that will be televised either Wednesday the 20th or the following Saturday, or Sunday, which will be Memorial Day, I believe. So we're going to have two debates. And I've always given my opponents debates. I've never, some incumbents won't even do debates with their opponents, but I think it's something that I have a responsibility to do. This situation we're in has made it a little bit more difficult. But yeah, their voters are going to have a chance to see Jerry and I go head to head, twice. And I've engaged him in other forums too. As I said, we had interviews in front of the Steel City Stonewall Democrats, in front of the 14th Ward Independent Democrats, the Young Democrats of Allegheny County. These were all forums that we had a both talk, and then they made endorsements. And I'm happy to say all of those groups have endorsed me. The Sierra Club has endorsed me. Clean Water Action, I have a great environmental record. And I have a great record with a lot of these organizations because I've worked with them over the years. I'm not a stranger to them. I've been active in this community because I love it, because it's my job, and because I've been given this awesome responsibility to represent the voices of 700,000 people in the Pittsburgh region in the United States Congress. And that's something I take very seriously.
We have about a minute left. What do you say to voters? Because it is going to be a challenge to get folks out to the polls. A lot of folks don't even know where they're going and mail-in ballots. This is a confusing election year. And a minute we have left. What do you say to folks about making sure they get to vote and their vote is counted on June 2nd?
You have to vote. If you care about what's going on in this country, and good Lord, I don't know how you couldn't. Given the current situation in the White House, and just to watch every week, the lack of coherent response to what we're going through. The only way that changes is if we vote. Voting by mail is safe and secure. Don't let anyone tell you differently. They're trying to scare people into saying, don't vote. The ballots might be tampered. This is not true. Right now we're in a pandemic. You want to be safe? Vote from your home. It's secure. Those ballots go in, they get counted, and your vote counts. If you don't want to stand in a line on election day because there's only one polling place per municipality, and it's most likely your municipal building or one of your schools, the best thing we can do is vote by mail. And I encourage everyone to do it, and you have till May 26th to get that application in. You don't need an envelope. You don't need a stamp. They're going to give you a self-addressed stamped envelope. Fill out your ballot, mail it in. Democracy doesn't work if we don't all participate.
There you go. Thanks so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. Thanks, all right. We'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap all this up. Don't go away.